Hey, what's going on guys, it's Lewis here for a new video, and in this video I thought, keeping with the classic style of Lewis, I'm going to do a overview video of my car, just to look around, just to show you guys what I've done to it and speak a little bit about this car, because you guys have pretty much been here from the start, when I bought the car, when I first serviced it, to where we are now, from when I was going to make it into a full-blown track car to a full-blown daily. So this car's very special to me, as some of you may know. First car I properly owned was a MK5 Zetec S, and then I went to a black edition, and then I bought a ST, which is the one that we no longer have anymore. I've missed this car like a hell of a lot, so I thought, well, why not make a project of it? So I went and bought one off my friend. This car cost me £300, and I've had nothing but joy out of it. You know, you have the odd problem when you're toying around with things, trying to get things perfect. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to go forward, but at the moment I feel like this car's pretty much perfect in terms of what I want to do with it, what I want it for. So we're going to go and have a little look around the car in, once again, classic Lewis style at Tesco's car park, and I'll show you guys what it's all about. Dramatic camera pan, my shaky hands, boom. So this is my 2002 Ford Fiesta Mark V, arguably Mark 4.5, Mark IV facelift, whatever you want to call it, Zetec S. The car is currently sitting on 74,000 chassis miles. Engine, I'm not entirely sure, but having a little look around the car here, obviously in the Imperial Blue paintwork, my favourite ever colour that Ford ever done. And I try and keep her clean, you know. I'm sort of keeping with that ethos of, I like driving it clean. If it's dirty, I'm not interested, sort of thing. So I always try and keep it as clean as possible. I want to keep it looking standard, basically, on the outside, because I love the way these look standard. As you can see, missing hubcap. It's nothing too big. I'm going to get more anyway. But keeping with the standard theme, a couple of things I've had to refresh on this car, things that always go on these cars. The Ford badges, for one, they corrode, and the plates. I now have gel plates on the car, because gel plates are just the bomb. They're my favourite style of any plate on any car. I think they just really make the car pop that a little bit more. In terms of, again, exterior mods, I really haven't done anything. I just like to keep the car clean. Previous owner took the side strips off, which actually line up with these bumper plastics. I'm looking to get those back at some point, because I did really like those, and they just really separate the car a little bit more. Something that I want to do is get those painted gloss black, because I think they'd look really nice. Genuine eBay parts sticker, which I obviously bought off eBay, because I've used a lot of eBay parts getting the engine back up to scratch. With the help from eBay, we have managed to get the car running nice. Just a little thing that I'd done the other week, you guys might have remembered from the video, I painted the rear drums black. They were like a corroded brown, rusty, so I thought, well, I'll wire wheel them up and just give them a gloss black, just to make them look a bit fresher. Nothing stupid, just clean them up a little bit. And that's something that I also want to do with the front calipers as well at some point. Oh yeah, one mod that I have done is this is the Ford KA rear wiper, and as you can see, it's sitting stupid right now. I actually don't have the right wiper blade on the rear at the moment, but you can actually put the old KA rear wipers on these, and they sit a little bit lower, a little bit more flush with the windscreen rather than halfway up the windscreen, which looks a lot cleaner in my opinion. Got the, again, fresh Ford badge on the rear and the gel plate, but nothing too silly, just keeping with the standard sort of theme there. Put some fresh brake discs and pads on the other day, had a little issue but nothing too serious, so I thought I'd freshen up the braking system with some fresh pads. These are Brembo pads from Euro Car Parts, and lots of curb marks which weren't by me, and I'm going to be getting these wheels refurbed at some point in a nice colour. You guys will have that to look forward to. But yeah, fresh discs, Padgett discs and Brembo pads. And one thing that I found is that with the Brembo pads, the Padgett discs only took up like this much of the disc, so they weren't even taking up the surface area of the disc, whereas these Brembo pads are a lot chunkier. They take up a lot more of the disc, so they actually use the disc rather than only use like 60% of it. So if you're wondering why Brembo pads are more expensive, that may be one of the reasons why, and plus better compound, of course. So I'm sorry to bore you guys, but that is the exterior in its entirety. A couple of bits need touching up. I may go in for a full respray in the future coming years, just to get the car looking nice, because I really do like this colour. It's my favourite colour that Ford ever done. I think it would look absolutely fantastic if it was all cleaned up. There are some scratches and, you know, lacquer peels and stuff like that around the car in certain areas. Nothing too serious, again, bits that I have touched up with touch touch-up pen, but it would be nice to get a full respray to bring the car back to its former glory, and an underseal is something that I've really got on the list. That's going to be done soon as well, sooner rather than later, because the last thing I want is a rusty undercarriage. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it in terms of the exterior. I'm wanting to keep it looking as standard as possible because I, again, just really like the way these look standard. It's a really sentimental look for me, if that makes any sense. And if I go messing with the look on this car, I don't know, I just don't want to do it. I want to keep it nice, and then maybe we'll ruin one in the future. But this one, I'm keeping it nice just because I love the way it looks. Coming into the interior, pretty much completely standard. This steering wheel I bought on eBay. I freshened my steering wheel up. I had an OMP with a quick release on it, and again, I wanted to make this car feel nice as a daily, so I wanted to put everything back as standard in the interior. These door cards don't match the seats, but I'm going to hopefully get the proper door cards at some point. And I still haven't fitted the rear seats properly because no one ever gets in my car, but that is something that we're going to be doing. We're going to be working on. I've got it all at home. I just really can't be bothered at the moment. I've been focusing on getting the car driving properly first. But yeah, I don't think I've done anything in the interior. I've kept it all standard because, again, I just love the feel of this car standard. I've still kept the CD player because I've got some CDs that I burn, you know, so that's why I've kept that. I might upgrade to a Bluetooth DAB radio in the future, but again, I think this ties in really nice with the interior, and I don't complain, you know, I quite like it. One more thing, I need to, you know, get the proper carpet. This is the proper carpet for the car, but I need to get the carpet with the standard gear gator because this one was off the black car that I owned and it looks crap. So now that we've gone over everything that you can see, let's go over what you can't see in this car. There's a little sneak peek there, little OMP strut brace that I got freshly powder coated in my favourite colour combination with this car, blue and orange. We just fitted it today actually, fitted it all up properly, so it's nice and rigid. I don't want to do that too much, but yeah, it's nice and rigid to the car. Boop. And this is the second thing that you can't see. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is the Ford Puma 1.7 engine putting out a massive 125 PS, soon to be dynoed. I mean, you guys already know what this is if you've been watching the channel for a while. I've been working on this engine for the past 2 months. It wasn't a full rebuild, but it was just my efforts to clean up the engine and take the engine apart, everything apart from taking the head off, and basically clean everything up, get some new ancillaries, you know, all that good stuff. So I mean, yeah, in terms of mods to this engine, obviously I've had the rocker cover painted, inlet manifold powder coated in heat resistant paint, got the OMP strut brace there which I heat taped because I thought it looked cool. I still do, don't hate me please, I think it looks good. Got pro ancillary hoses, Magna Core HT leads. That's pretty much it. Just clean, you know, cleaned it all up, painted it all up, painted the engine bay, which I need to go over again because it doesn't look perfect. But yeah, gave it a little paint with Hammerite. I thought it came out okay, bit of brush on Hammerite. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, painted up this as well. I painted this yesterday actually in chrome effect paint. It came out really nice. Wire wheeled it originally and then painted it up, and yeah, it came out quite nice. So yeah, apart from that though, obviously refreshed all the service bits, new spark plugs, oil filter, air filter, all genuine bits. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Taking a look down here, we're still running the standard manifold at the moment. I would like to get a D-cat in the future, and the reason for that is because you guys can probably see this cat is only held on by 3 bolts. So this cat was originally off of this engine, and you can pretty much mix and match a lot of the parts between the 2 engines, the 1.6 which comes in here standard and the 1.7 Puma. So I used the standard one because I didn't want to have a problem with emissions when it came to MOT, so I used a standard cat, and it turns out that the studs that come out of them aren't very good, and if something's been on them for a while, they just like to snap. So a D-cat is in the pipeline in the future, but at the moment, you know, it's meh. It drives, it's fine, I'm not breathing in crap, so I'll save up for one and get it in the future. Couple more things, fresh wheel bearings that we done the other day, AP coilovers which I'm lowered on, only a slight sort of ride reduction because I still need to get down my driveway, but I've had to raise it a couple of times because we did knock the exhaust off a cat the other day. So I raised the suspension now, and I think it sits pretty nice. You know, it's nothing stupid, and it's still drivable on the road, but it does obviously affect the handling in a better way, I guess. And then finally, looking under here, you guys probably can't see because I can't either, but we have a de-resonated centre section, and I'll show you guys what that sounds like now. Moving on to the last thing that you guys can't see, I'm actually running a genuine Ford Racing Puma tape ECU. So what that means is when I'm on overrun, I get little pops and bangs. Obviously, if I do decide to add a decat and a bigger back box, the pops and bangs will be noticeably louder. But when we go out on the drive in a second, you guys will be able to hear slight pops and bangs, fingers crossed, and you'll hear what I'm on about. So let's wrap that up and let's go for a little drive, shall we? One thing that I do want to say is that at the moment I do not have a fan working on the car, so I need to be very careful. It doesn't seem to overheat at all without the fan, but just something to keep in mind for me until we fix the wiring for it properly. Like I said, the Ford Racing Puma ECU comes with overrun as standard. I was just so lucky enough to get a genuine one rather than one that's a normal Puma ECU with the map on it, so it's pretty cool, to be honest with you guys. And I actually pulled this one out of the Turbo Puma. The only trouble about going to Tesco's at this time is that it's so busy. So busy, I wish I never went now. I'm currently running a LUK clutch on this car, and it's really nice actually. There's no slippage or anything. I had to bed it in a little bit, obviously after I put the engine in, but no, there's no slippage or anything like that. It's a really nice clutch, it engages really well. It is a little bit aggressive at the moment, but all in all it's a nice clutch. I mean, these cars are a single mass flywheel rather than a dual mass, so it's a different feeling to the ST, let's put it that way. I don't currently have ABS in the car, and you guys are probably wondering why the hell I don't have ABS. Well, unfortunately the fuse box that I bought for this car didn't have the ABS wiring on it, which I was hoping it would. It also didn't have the fan wiring on it, hence why we don't have a fan at the moment. And it also didn't have the headlight wiring on it because that was cut. So we've actually fixed the headlight wiring now so I can use my headlights, but unfortunately, due to circumstances, we haven't fixed the ABS yet, and we haven't fixed the fan wiring, which is something that we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. There's a couple of little crackles, nothing major, but it's kind of cool. So as I can imagine, if I get a decat and a bigger back box, it'll be a hell of a lot louder. But I don't really mind it being at this volume, you know, at the sort of slightly quieter volume. I think it's quite nice because you can hear everything and it's not droney or anything. It's really nice. A lot of people put really raspy exhausts on these and it just sounds a bit crap. There's a couple there. Yeah. So I'm on a straight now. I'll give you guys a little pull. 20 miles per hour, 30. So I meant to say second gear, 30 miles per hour, my bad. Yeah. It's got a bite to it, I'll tell you that. Not initially, but when the VVT kicks in, and when you get past, say, 3.5, 3K, it really just, it doesn't stop picking up. It's fucking quick. A little bit of handling down the twisties.
we go. Now it's getting really hot in this car because it's sending all the heat in here. But yeah, it's an awesome drive, it really is. And when you get right up into the revs, it just keeps on going. It's so much fun. You can hear the engine screaming with the VVT and everything. It's just so much more enjoyable than the, not dull, but it's just less powered, bit cheesy 1.6 that comes in the car. You know, the 1.6 that come in as standard does have a little bit more initial torque from what I remember, but as a whole, and if you want to get up to a decent speed, this engine and the Puma gearbox as well is so much better to throw into these cars. The conversion is pretty straightforward. It's literally the case of replacing an engine mount, 2 fuel lines, throttle cable, and a couple more little bits and bobs, but it's really not, you know, too much of a problem. That's why so many people do Puma swaps to these cars, because they're just so much more fun to drive with the Puma engine in them. But I'm going to sign off now anyways, guys, because I think this video is getting a little bit long. Hopefully I gave you guys a little insight into the car. I'm pretty sure I did. And I'm going to open the windows now. So until next time, guys, I've been Lewis, you've been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.